Xiaomi Civi 2, Xiaomi's take on trying to reshape our perspective on mid-range devices. When we hear the term mid-range, we usually think like average build quality and maybe a cheap camera setup or display, but Xiaomi's here showing off what it means to have a bang for the buck device. For the unboxing, you can click this video up here, and now let's begin. This phone was released in September 27 in China. For the colors, we have here blue, black, violet, and white, or as others calls it, the Hello Kitty limited edition color. The two colors that I personally like is the black color and the limited edition color, since the blue and the violet looks kinda cheap, and it has this plastic look even if the back is made out of glass. For the variants, we have here 8128GB, 8256GB, and 12256GB. First thing that we can notice when holding the device is its weight. This phone is very light at 171.8 grams. The materials used here is a Corning Gorilla Glass 5 on the display, polycarbonate sides, and glass for the back panel. For the design, it's really just simple and clean. It's not too showy nor boring. Here on the bottom, we can see the bottom firing speaker, USB Type-C port, microphone, and the SIM tray, which supports dual SIM 5G. On the left, we can see our power button and volume. They're clicky and tactile, which is very satisfying. On the top is the noise cancelling microphone, Dolby Atmos text, IR blaster, and of course, the earpiece, which sadly isn't a secondary speaker for normal media consumption. For the software, we have here MIUI 13.0.7 running on Android 12. So far, I've experienced around 2 or 3 minor bugs after 3 weeks of usage, which is really not a big deal at all. For the display, we have a 6.55-inch 1080 by 2400 curved AMOLED with 120Hz refresh rate, 1 billion colors, HDR10+, 10-bit color, and its max brightness is at 1000 nits. The display here, as mentioned a while ago, is curved, which personally, I'm a fan of this. Mainly because it gives off premium device feels. For normal media consumption, the display is very comfortable to watch on, and using under the sun isn't an issue at all. When playing games, I don't find the curved display a problem, since it always registers my touch. For streaming apps like Disney Plus or Netflix, it has Widevine Security Level 1, which in simpler terms, it can stream full HD contents. For the curved edges, there is a feature under additional settings, wherein you can set the area on the edges that won't register accidental touches, which is really nice to have. In terms of performance, we have here the newest Snapdragon 7 Gen 1, which is a Samsung-made 4nm processor. In terms of AnTuTu Benchmark scores, it scored significantly higher than the Snapdragon 778G by around 900,000 points. For the GeekBench score, it performs the same as the Snapdragon 778G. In terms of gaming, it is just okay. Games like Mobile Legends and CODM, it performs great, though expect it to heat up a bit when gaming. Games like Genshin, it performs poorly, as this chipset isn't made for gaming. Even with everything set to medium settings, the FPS that I got is between 28 to 47 FPS, which is mediocre performance for its price. For temperatures, it does heat up when using it for gaming, though its max temperature is always between 40 to 42 degrees Celsius. For optimization, it's not optimized yet on Mobile Legends and PUBG. For the camera, we have here a 50MP Sony IMX766, 20MP Sony IMX376K, and a standard 2MP macro camera. The output of the main camera is very nice. The photos here are detailed and the dynamic range is better than other phones in its class. For night mode photos, it performs okay, but in some scenarios it exaggerates the color of the light, which is odd to see. For video, it performs great and it caps at 4K 30fps. One thing that's really nice to have is the live HDR feature, which could make your video output better, and it caps at 4K 30fps also. Though you can't record 1080p 60fps with the live HDR feature on. For the ultra-wide, it can record up to 1080p 60fps, and the video output here is very nice and detailed too. For the selfie camera, we have here two 32MP camera and a pair of front-facing LED lights with 3 different color modes. For the wide 32MP, it outputs really high-quality photos. Same goes to the ultra-wide selfie camera. For the selfie recording, it is really nice since it can capture the details on my face, and one thing to note here is that it can record up to 1080p 60fps, which is rarely seen on a mid-range device. This is one of the handful that can support up to 1080p 60fps. And not only on the main selfie camera, could also record 1080p 60fps on the ultra-wide selfie camera, which is a really nice thing to see. They're one of, or actually, the best sets of selfie camera on a mid-range smartphone in our market right now. Marketed as a camera phone, this device offers additional features like vlog mode, a mirror mode wherein you can use your phone as a mirror, and the teleprompter mode, wherein it will show your script here on the side while you're recording yourself, which is something many vloggers might need. Here, you can edit your message, adjust the text size, and adjust the speed of the scrolling. For the speakers, we have here a single firing speaker, which is a downer, considering that at this price, a stereo speaker setup is a common thing to have. Sounds here are a bit lacking and the sound quality for a single firing speaker is good, but still it isn't comparable to any stereo speaker device at this price. Onto the battery, we have here a 4500 mAh battery that is capable of 67 watts charging speeds. For battery life, it's pretty average. I was able to use this device for 7 to 8 hours before recharging it. For recharging, I was able to charge this device from 10 to 100% in around 38 minutes, which is pretty fast. Pros and cons. Pros on this device is definitely the premium design, the curved AMOLED display, and its camera performance. For the cons, we have here the performance and the speaker setup. Final verdict. Personally, I would take this device as I am more of a casual user that plays Mobile Legends from time to time. And sure, the performance isn't class-leading, but the power is sufficient or more than enough to run through all your daily apps like Facebook, Twitter, Messenger, YouTube, etc. One thing is that I wish they removed the 2MP macro camera and utilized the 20MP ultra-wide camera instead for the macro feature and use the budget of the macro camera for a secondary speaker. For the speaker, yeah, the single speaker is a downer for some, though personally, I'm not bothered by it. Like, yeah, sure, the difference of a single firing speaker and stereo speaker setup is big, but personally, I'm not affected by it. Should you buy this, consider this, or skip this? Well, it depends. If you're a camera person or maybe a casual user with a bit of gaming like me, then I say buy it. But if you're a gamer, then you should definitely skip this device. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next one.